We understand that in order to live life as a normal country, as we want to live, because Israelis love freedom and love their democratic, happy country, we must make sure that Hamas will be dismantled with all its capabilities, no matter how long it takes. It's going to take a while, and,
right,
and everyone needs to prepare
how
themselves.
Close or otherwise are you to achieving that military aim?
So, just to give you a little bit of perspective from international examples, many people compare that to the coalition, together with the Americans and the British troops, for fighting ISIS in Mosul. So, just to give you a perspective, Mosul didn't have an underground terror city, just like Hamas built this 300 kilometers that is under 40 kilometers of a small Gaza Strip, but underneath there is this whole infrastructure that basically comes out from private residences, from schools, from amusement parks, as we've seen this week. They're launching their rockets from amusement parks so they can make sure their children will be their human shield. This is part of the problem. So
it took the US and Iraqi forces 9 months
exactly
to take Mosul. Are you suggesting it's going to take that long?
I'm not saying 9 months, but I'm definitely saying that this is much more complex than Mosul. So you need to understand that in order to do that, when Israel is doing its best to dismantle this terror city of Gaza, we need time, and we need the international community to respect the fact that there are no magics here. We need the time to do our work, and no one wants that Israel won't accomplish the mission, because if we want to accomplish the mission, just like it happened in the past where we started a military operation and we left in the middle, we ended up with Hamas that is rebuilding its power, and we have population in Gaza that is suffering, and we have Israeli people that is under a threat. We don't want that reality.
As Mark said, America and other allies have finite patience with the offensive, not least because so many Palestinians have been killed. Can you take, for example, the Shifa hospital, a hospital full of patients, which Israel says has essentially a Hamas base underneath, without killing those patients and losing international support?
That's a very good question, because as you know, for the last month, almost every reporter reported that Shifa Hospital, and other hospitals, by the way, it's not just Shifa Hospital, is a military base, but actually the Hamas headquarters. And I want to make sure that people understand what it means. It's not just that underneath Shifa Hospital there is a terror base. No, this is not the case. The case is the hospital itself, with its wards, is using as military units. So you can walk into a hospital as if it looks like a hospital, but actually it's military units that turned out the hospital to become a military target that Israel can, according to international law, to target tomorrow.
And there are patients.
And why are we not doing it? Why are we not? For a month, we know that. We could have done it from day one. And the reason Israel is not doing that, because we as diplomats, we get the very tough mission to find alternative place for them to evacuate. All those patients are there. So Israel is now, for the last month, working with international partners to make sure there is an easy way to evacuate the people that are in the hospitals. So look how much Israel is being careful here with human life. And everyone knows that they're using all the civil facilities in order to turn them into military places where they actually find rockets and using them as part of the military machine.
You will know, Ambassador, that people in Gaza do not believe Israel is being careful with human life, because so many Palestinians have been killed, innocent civilians, including many children.
First of all, every loss of life is something we don't want. We don't want any loss of life. Any loss of life is a tragedy. But we need to make sure that Hamas will be accountable for this loss of life, because look, everything happened because Hamas attacked Israel on the 7th of October in the most barbaric and brutal way. The fact that people got killed in their homes. As I said, children were killed with their Mickey Mouse pajamas as they were, they woke up in the morning 6:30 and the terrorists were turning their guns into their heads. And you're the one who know about the children that saw their parents being executed in front of their eyes. So this is the reason we're doing it. We need to defend them. And another point, maybe something everyone needs to remember when they're counting the numbers. There were over 5.5 million Germans that got killed in the war, and 500,000 Brits. Do you think it's fair to say that Britain was fighting the wrong war because more Germans got killed? Of course not. So it's not justified to check targets according to the numbers. You need to check whether we're targeting civilians or we're targeting military targets. This is what Israel is doing, targeting only military targets, while they're doing the opposite.
Thank you very much, Ambassador.